What is up, guys? It is Nicholas, and today we're going to be tackling something that I have been putting off for good reason. I'll get to that though. And it is, of course, kind of just a review on the hardware aspect of the Oculus Rift. I know I did the unboxing, but I don't want to just lump everything together. I want to have a video, like I said, specifically about the performance. Pretty much like just my first experience and a couple other people's first experience. We're working on that video. Just not done yet, so this will just be hardware. So I referenced that something was holding me back from doing this for quite a while. That is the fact that one of my Rift controllers, the touch controllers, one of the triggers stopped working like it should. I mean, it still works, it sticks a little bit. And no, it's not the one that I've smashed against the ceiling and the one that I would figure would break. It's the other one. And Oculus support has been less than helpful, to the point where, like, within 8 messages back and forth, just from them, okay, so 8 messages just from them, each one they asked for a separate piece of information. Then, continued to ask me, someone else messaged me, like a different person at the end that signed it, and sent, like, a list of, like, the exact same stuff, asking me again. And I'm like, okay, I already sent this. They're like, okay, we'll get back to you, let me see what I can find. I'm like, alright, cool, thanks. Nothing has been resolved. Pretty much I'm stuck in limbo. So their customer service has really, what would have been a really good review for me has turned into, I like the hardware. The customer service though is not, yeah. But let's get off the negative note. I told you guys I like the hardware, and I want to talk to you guys about it and tell you my good experiences with it and the one or two other not so good things. But first off, the headset, super comfortable. The foam padding around the edge of the facepiece, it is just, you forget you're wearing it, which is something that VR, it's very important. You don't want to know that you're wearing a headset. That ruins it. And this foam, it's so soft and it just really, really, really pulls you into it. My one gripe with this is that when my brother came over to play, he got really into it and got really sweaty. This like soaked it all up, and when I went to put it on, I was like, okay, this is like drenched. And so there's nothing they really could have done about that. There's no way to prevent it. It's foam. My only thing would be to recommend, if you're gonna have friends come over and play it and you have sweaty friends, get a second. They do sell replacement foam. Get a second one so that they have their own and then you have your own, because boy, was the rest of that day not so much fun. Next, we'll move on to the actual audio. The audio on this is really, really good. And by that I mean, I didn't feel the need to. You can pull these off like I showed in my unboxing. You can pull these off. The audio though on these is really good. I didn't feel the need to have to use like my standalone, like my CB1s or anything like that. It just worked. I felt like it was an awesome quality audio experience. Adjustment wise, and I know I already touched on this, but I want to keep this an all-inclusive video for this, just so that people who didn't see the unboxing type video, they know too. This headset is super, super adjustable. It is very comfortable for anyone from my size to my brother, who has a lot bigger head than mine, and then down to Amber-sized people, which sounds kind of derogatory, but she's a very small individual, and it even fits her perfectly, which I was amazed by. So I'm really happy about that. Really happy she had a good experience with it. The resolution, you would think when you first put it on, everything's a little bit blurry. I'm sure you guys have heard people talk about the screen door effect. I was really worried about this. It actually went away pretty quickly. It's one of those things where once you're in it, you forget to look for it, and then it's just, you're in the game. You're not thinking about, oh, I did see the pixels or anything like that. It really does draw you in. It does a really good job. I give it an A+ for just pulling you right in, and not every 20 minutes being like, I'm in VR. Like, I was able to play Super Hot for like hours before I was like, I need to stop playing. I need to stop this. What am I doing?
The Russians are taking me over.
Overall, I'd probably give the headset about a B+ to an A-. It's really comfortable, does what it should, and can't really fault it for anything. Next, we'll talk about the sensors. I do have to say, get a third sensor. I haven't picked up a third sensor yet, but the most immersion destroying thing that can happen is when you turn around without realizing it, and then it says like, please turn around, the cameras are behind you, blah blah. It really pulls you out of the game, and there's nothing more immersion destroying than that. Also, sometimes like the tracking gets a little bit wonky. I am going to try to mount the sensors actually up in the corners of the room and get a third sensor. That was my one complaint with them. When they tracked awesome, like really, really good. But when you lost tracking, it was really frustrating and just really jarring and really, like I said, immersion destroying. Not that they're bad, it's just that, for example, like the Vive's lighthouses, they're apparently a lot better than these. I haven't had a chance to try out the Vive's tracking and everything, but I've heard it's really, really good. The other thing is these both have to be plugged into your PC that you're using for VR, which is kind of not the best because, like I said, if you want to do like their 360, like you can do an experimental 2 sensor setup. But how am I going to do that? How can I plug one in over there, one in over here? It's not, you have to buy extensions, and it adds so much to, one, the cost. I mean, they're not expensive, but it adds cost and it adds complexity. Instead of being able to, with the lighthouses, just plug one in to an outlet, plug one into an outlet, you're done. I do wish they were a little more simplistic, but you give and you take. The Rift is cheaper. The Vive is a little bit more sophisticated. So overall, I would give these probably about a C+, B-, maybe a B. I haven't tried the 3 sensor setup yet. I do plan on doing that. Like I said, I haven't played VR much lately because I've been waiting to get my trigger fixed, but looks like that's not gonna happen. So, and last up, we do have the touch controllers. These, like I said in my unboxing, these feel so good, and they do feel really sturdy. I don't know how this happened. I didn't hit this one against anything. It's always been this one. I always hit stuff with this one, and this is the one that breaks. I don't know if it was something I did or if it was just, I honestly can't say, and it frustrates me because I want to be able to recommend these. I want to be able to say, yes, these are very good quality, but the problem is, I don't know what happened. I can't honestly say. But besides that, I will say they feel good. They're very intuitive. I've never had the problem of like having to like wander for a button. Even my wife, who isn't a gamer, was able to just pick them up and just use them, just play. That was a cool experience to see. Like I said, they're just very intuitive. I guess that's my best way to put it. Besides that trigger, I really, and I haven't seen a lot of people having that problem. I've looked around, there's some people that have had the problem, but not a lot. I would give these probably a solid A-. They're good. Like I said, my only problem I've had with them is the not fully working trigger. It still does everything it needs to, it just doesn't pop out quite as fast as it should. And actually, I got really scared because when it first happened, I pushed it in, it got stuck. It stuck there, I was like, and I popped it back out, and now yeah. But it still functions, so I can't complain too much. So overall, the bundle that I paid $400 for, how do I feel about it? I do not regret my purchase, even with the bad customer service. I've more than enjoyed my time with the Rift. I do not regret my purchase whatsoever. It's a great headset. I am still looking forward to trying out the Vive. That'll be a cool experience because then I'll really be able to compare them. That will be another video, of course. But overall, I would give this probably a solid B-, B- to B, just because the customer service really dragged it down. I would have given this an A for the value, for how much you pay to what you get. A solid A to A-, honestly, but I can't because that customer service just really drags it down. And on that note, guys, let's wrap this video up. If you liked it, leave it a like. If you disliked it, leave it a dislike. Let me know why you disliked it down in the comments. It really helps me out. Feedback helps improve the channel. So Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon down in the description. If you like the content we make, if you want to help increase the amount of content we can make and the stuff that we're able to review, become a patron. It helps us out immensely, and it just helps us go the extra mile. Like I've told you guys, I don't plan on paying bills with it. I plan on buying product for review. So every dollar helps, and yeah. So other than that, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.